I think I need to change the coloring of this, so give me a sec so I can see a little bit better. There we go. I can see a little bit better. Do you like my Midwestern bling here? I wore this as a form of independence to remind myself after like stressing so much last night. Like it was so hard to go to sleep. Like it was so difficult just to like even just veg out, just like, and I even I did like several phases of Tina, it's time to go to sleep. And I finally got like an hour and a half to 2 hours of sleep. I don't even know. But like it turns out that I didn't I didn't have a court date today, but I did have an important due date. And I have a very important one for tomorrow, and then I have another one that's like, you know, it's going to be a lot of work, but you know, I'm just going to take it as I know how much work I put when I was employed by like full time with another company, with other companies, and I was very much invested with the promise that is going to lead to something better. And I know that working for myself, I'm working for my personal matters is going to be so much more advantageous. And I know there's no way that I could disappoint myself, because like I'm not lying to myself, you know what I mean? I'm not like I may like trip up a few times, and things may look a little messy, but you can definitely see that there's an investment there as far as like getting things done correct. And representing yourself in any kind of litigation is going to look messy. You have to like accept the fact, and you can't like, you know, raise your nose at it, because that's also the same dynamic as dissolution or, you know, disagreements. So it's just like I got to get over it. I got to get over like not like looking messy with the paperwork that's turned in and not knowing this and that. And I just need to stop getting down on myself for that, because it's it's a little frustrating, like to feel victory and then it's kind of taken away. Like, oh, remember like Steve Harvey and the Miss America pageant thing where he announces the wrong name? It's kind of like that, like, oh, then I have to go through. But it's like, for that you don't get like second chances, you know what I mean? For this, sometimes depending on where the due date falls, you don't know if there's going to be like a second chance, or if you have to like work around certain things. And like this opposing attorney, and by the way, the one that was from OC Legal, was, her name wasn't Cynthia, it's Sylvia. The one that like deterred me and misled me, like, you know what I mean, like with the techniques of distraction. I know for a fact that that was not right. So anyway, what deck are we gonna use here? Because seriously, like I did some things that like I like down to, it was like down to the very last second, and I had to redo some of the paperwork too, because I'm like, motherfucker, you know, when people play around with like organizations, they go by like, in the email address they just go by first name. Some people go by last name, some people go like, there's no like uniformity to kind of intuitively draw how to contact certain people. People just go like willy-nilly in certain organizations. Six of Pentacles, extroverted. So that fell from the la table, the altar here. So this is, I mean, communication is always going to be like the art of reciprocity. So It's just learning different languages. That's all that it is. And the better you are at it, like the better in tune you are with like willy-nilly love languages, because everyone's ever changing and so is the dialect. So that's what we're doing here. We're just kind of learning. And I think this will inevitably help with my practice as far as getting to know other people. Yeah, I feel like that. A lot of people dipped into my energy today, very disrespectful, lingered around. It was so obvious. It was disgusting. Like, it was just, like, I don't mind being, like, in a mosh pit. I don't mind being, in close quarters, like, at a show or whatever. But when you're in a space that doesn't require that doesn't, assume that kind of positioning, you know that some things are not right. And the full moon is coming. The full moon is coming. So anyway, I had some due dates today, and I saw how people responded at different levels to my possible call out, like a pending call out for today's, 4-hour shift. And I didn't like what I saw, but I'm like, I still got to make ends meet. And I can do this. I can show up for like this paperwork, and I can show up for work without it being like being penalized either route. I mean, I might cut it very close, but I'm gonna see. This is like a practice run. Within those transitions, I allowed for like some wiggle room without stressing myself out. I'm like, this is part of the process of being a mom, like carpool and this and that, and having the cat. And it's like, I can still do these things. So I was like, Tina, let's try it out. Because boiling things down to what it is that needs to be done, I already submitted this paperwork. It was just not formatted in the filing way that the courts do it. Like, if you're dealing with anything like that, you can't just do it like all in one lump sum, like, here you go. Even if like it's delivered as like a template packet, you're not supposed to go, here you go. And I accidentally did that a couple of times, representing myself. But so you're supposed to like divide it per sections. So a conference briefing should not be enveloped into like the income and expense declaration, and it like those things are supposed to be separate. You can serve it all at the same time, but when you file it, it has to be like, this is the witness list, this is the exhibit list, this is the income and expense declaration, this is a joint settlement statement, this is the trial readiness conference briefing, and it's like anyway, that was me today. And I think I'm getting better at not being so overwhelmed with the resources out there. I think the more you look at them, the more you're able to like, what do you call it, filter to what it is that you need. And so I can't get mad at myself, because I'm like, oh, I could see how this is like absolutely overwhelming. I can see how there's a lot of duplication in the type of forms needed. Oh, I can see how there could be some misunderstandings because the people who are providing the resources forget to obsolete certain items. So there's old forms that are very repetitive to the newer forms, and it's like, and how different counties have different formats, or even just like the readability is easier on the eyes, let's say with like San Diego County's website navigation. It's easier than the OC courts. So it's like, and then Riverside is kind of like angular, but at the same time, they offer a lot more examples within their forms. Like, seriously. I'm like, I used to be an admin. I used to create forms. Like, this is no big deal. Like, if I can't find it there, I can find a way to like do the like they have a line by line numbering system within paragraph form. So you know, I figured I could kind of put that together, but that's fine if you're not doing all of the work, because you're like, okay, the focus is becomes abbreviated when you're like in the mode to like get all this stuff going. And so I don't expect everybody to know all of this, but for those that do, I hope you find it helpful. So all right, the topic right now is, how are we doing? Let me see. What are we gonna use? I'm going to use the Magic of You Oracle. I thought it was funny. I was like, I don't mind wearing this like little 4th of July getup. It's Independence Day for me. One step closer, you know. One leap for Tina Kind. All right. Magic of You Oracle. And today it's becoming more and more obvious at work that people are like stealing from how is it? Superiors. I don't even want to call them superiors because they don't act like it. People who are immediately above me are like stealing my thunder. They do not give me accolades for the efficiencies that I bring into their line of sight. And so they take the credit for like, hey, today they announce like to everybody, like, hey, can you guys put this up on your screen? Just make sure you have this up on your, and it's like, dude, I initiated that. I started that. And that was just one big example of a major inefficiency because of neglect. Like on a cumulative basis, because like people like of not giving a shit, but also of like the immediate supervisors also, setting that tone, like not thinking of the end customer basically, and the dynamics of like how to make things better. So like I just found it a little irritating, but at the same time, I know that the people really like the people that are very much in charge, they know where that shit came from. They know the difference between when I wasn't there and when I settled in. Even in my first week, they're like, Tina, why are you doing so much better over there? Why didn't you work your magic over here? So it was, anyway, there's that. But it's okay, like, you gotta get over sometimes, like, your whole level of pride. Like, people know, like, it used to so irritate me in the spiritual realm thing, of readers and divinators and all of that. It used to piss me off. But now it's just like, people know. It's just a different realm that it's applied to. So, look, what do you want to say, Spirit? But everybody was so greedy today with their energies. It wasn't about not letting me in, but taking from me, trying to take from me. And it was just, I don't know. It was not good. So anytime that they come close, I have to kind of premeditate and shut down and put in the intent that whatever they grab is karmic debts, like, that are, folded upon to them, like folded and bound upon them. That's what that they don't realize what they're getting. That I emit taker energy, like magnetize that to their grabs. You know what I mean? So I'm interested in seeing what's going on, but for now, I can't neglect the messaging of look at what's going on around you. When we did the last bananagrams, not just we are like to hear, but to like see what's going on around you. So we have 34. What is this? Ubuntu. Compassion for others. Oh, frick. It's in reverse. So I don't think they read in reverse, but like there's many dimensions to us. So like I don't feel sorry for these people. You know, if you had like, you know, little toddlers running around or whatever, youngins running around, and people started taking from them, would you feel sorry for the other people? Like, no, you have to like stand up and protect yourself at some point. But on a soul level, yes, I have a certain amount of compassion for them that they feel so much lacking within themselves that they are so willing to it's not just taking, but the mentality of taking something that is not meant for you, like taking like the, what do you call it, the callousness of taking away something that's meant for someone else because they want it. And it's like they have no remorse or concern over where that leaves the other person. You know what I mean? Like they're that selfish. Yeah, for real. Okay, 34. What do we got here? 34 says, what if you were solely defined by your compassion for others and the kindness you extend? How would your life look? How would you conduct yourself if Ubuntu, humanity, was solely what you were noted for? Consider how your benevolence can extend to other species and creatures. This is a time of empathize with others' journeys and put yourself in their shoes. It still doesn't validate it. I can do this, but I'm gonna say it doesn't validate their misdoings, for better or for worse. The girl pierces her own eye with a leaf and, in doing so, opens a window to her soul and learns from the challenges and the gifts of others' journeys. She is peaceful and reflective. There is no pain, only greater understanding and greater wisdom. Now is the time to notice others' struggles and help them. Listening with compassion and patience can ease the suffering of another person. Be defined by your willingness to put others' needs before your own, just as you would appreciate they might do in your times of need. Yeah, but I would have to say you need to be selective with your energies. Like, you can't be dumb with what you see out there. So I've already like tested out the waters, and such a minor thing with like possibly, you know, the tentative call out for today. And I saw how people handled that, how everybody like pass the buck. And it was kind of disturbing where they would be so willing to or so unwilling to assist with something as minor within my needs, because they've done it a billion times with other people. Okay, billion is, you know, I'm stretching the truth, but you know, I'd say with their longevity, I would say like at least 50 times they've done it. You know, they've done it like for X amount of people. They've done it for themselves. You know, there's for each other. Like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, kind of thing. But like, I don't just piss off for no reason. So, the fact that they would be invested in passing the buck off to another person without any comprehension or realization or care that it's wasting time, like whatever, like what, 15-20 minutes of me trying to figure out, you know, what to do, like talking to somebody on the phone, following up with them, getting the paperwork, checking my schedule, checking the procedures, you know what I mean? Like, dude, wake up, you know? So I've already flavored out the waters there. I've seen how people disrespect my energy. I've seen how people just like take things, how do I say it? Take ideas, take things for their own. You know, it's like the most compassion that I have for them is you got to feel sorry for them, and that's the end of that. You know, people got to meet you halfway. You know what I mean? Because then, if not, then you're at the risk of enabling the like poor me card. Poor me. You know, my ex, like a few years ago, his coworker or his underling, her sister passed away or something through a horrendous car accident, but she was like the life and the love of like this grouping, that held the family together, and so like she was a spirit, like the core, and to have that youth like kind of spill away from your central unit is very devastating, and especially with seeing how like other family members deal with it. But like a year or so later, you know, she's still dealing with the grief or whatever. But then my ex was saying at the time, before he like, you know, understood those measures, that like, oh, I know what she's doing. She's still like shopping and doing this, and she's still doing that, and she's playing the poor me card. She's still like waving it around about like, you know, the death of her, you know, so and so, and it gets old after a while. So I saw the callousness in him before, but like I know how people kind of do certain things like that. Especially if they're shouldering on other like tense atmospheres. But I didn't like side either way. I was just kind of taking note of these things. And then when his dad passed away, he basically did the same thing, and he turned on me with that. And then when his mother recently passed away, like I can only imagine. So it's like, you don't forget about these things where people show you who they are. So you got to wage your time properly, your care, because there are others that deserve that. There's other people that need that. Yeah. So anyway, ritual, compassionate respect. That's what it says. Part 1, using the internet or books on hand to research. Choose 3 stories about humans who have triumphed over adversity. Take a cleansing shower with raw sea salt scattered at your feet. The salt will help draw any distractive energies residue from you. In a quiet environment, read the stories and make notes in your journal about what parts of others' paths resonate most with you, and what you feel in your gut you can learn from them. Be grateful for the insight you have. Okay, I feel like that's decent. Volunteer your time to a human and or animal shelter or assistance service. Do this for a period of time that feels appropriate and right to you, until balance is restored within you and around you. I can side with that. You know, I can side with that. I think that will help clarify where to love and how to love. You know, it's temperance with like what goes where. Yeah, definitely. Ubuntu, that's what it means. It's humanity. Okay, so we got that, and then I want to get one just for me. I mean, that was like, that's for us all, but for me, Epoch in reverse. Pause in your journey. It's 7 in reverse. That's funny. That is a Chariot card in reverse. Frick. Okay. But it's Epoch. E-P-O-C-H, not E-P-I-C. Oh, you know, I'm hearing don't lose your head. You know, what is it? I can't remember. That's what they're saying. Okay. So let's read it. I'm interested. I'm trying not to lose my head today. Alright, when Epoch is drawn, it may feel like life is split down in the middle. The corresponding card in the traditional tarot is the Tower. Oh, so I'm going by new numbers, but they're going by, oh, you know what? 16 is the tower card, which is 7. So 7 is the tower card is an accentuating feature um, to prompt movement. Like a chain of events. Oh, shiz. Yeah. Like, what do you call it? An earthquake, it's like the aftershocks. Like there's the chain reactions, okay? This process can be traumatizing and painful, but all meaningful change comes after a time of great destruction, a clearing out of old to make way for the new. Just like volcanoes and earthquakes will violently rock the planet to create new continents, cataclysmic and destructive events in our personal lives will bring new opportunities for growth and evolution. The act of purging makes way for the eventual new path of action. However, a quiet period of breakdown and decay is also essential for regenerating and rebirth on every level, physical, mental, and spiritual. The man of Epoch is torn asunder, but the flowers of inspiration are slowly blooming around him and within him as he pauses in this journey. Fuck. Jesus. Okay. Take peace and solace right now. Wait before you make your next move. New developments are ahead. A sign will appear like a bird poised on the man of Epic's knee. Where are you? Okay. It is drinking the nectar to pollinate. You and your life are growing. Becoming. Okay. Create a worry-free space that is comfortable. Soft blankets, cushions, candlelight, warm herbal teas, soothing music. Rest your mind, body, and soul. Pause in your journey. Return to this space at least twice a day for a period of 7 days or until the next full moon. Tomorrow, crazy. To help your mind and soul heal. Give space for, that tells me a lot. Like, things are moving like so quickly. Like, so quickly, okay? They did say September was like a vital month. I think it's doing inventory of your vitals, because like looking at the past few readings, that's where it's been. All right, give space for the world around you to make the changes needed for when you are ready to re-emerge into the rest of your life's journey. I told you, it's a cocoon in a box, in a box, in a box, in a box. So, oh, you know what, I'm saying, like, you know, like, what do you call it? Kill Bill. Getting out of that coffin, you know, punching through, like, the dirt. That's what it is. But, I feel like both of them are in reverse. Oh, look, 34. I mean, that was card 34, so it's master number 77 in disguise. One where it's, like, relating to, like, separate investments, like, not eggs from one basket, kind of rationed out to a couple. And then there's the comprehensive, the collective. And what it all means, like, pairing, what is this tarot moment for? Like, seriously, what the frick? I was seriously like like on the computer, and I tried to keep my cool. It was fine. We were fine. It was, I mean, what are we gonna say about this? I have to remember. I have to believe in myself. Like, seriously, because I didn't get here from, like, nothing. Well, no. I mean, how do I say it? I didn't get here without, to the level that I'm at, without the practice that was involved. Like, dude, I just checked and I was like, I didn't know I had like 900 and something videos. So you put the work in and you're bound to get something out of it. And you can always be promised that, because you can't really expect, I mean, I've learned my lesson with other employers, you know, they do whatever they want to do. And however way they want to do it. And the hands, like, the hands are constantly changing, and the tides are, you know, always in sway. So you know, there's that. All right, so next up, boop, 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 is the Witch's Tarot. The Witch's Tarot using. Oh wait, I was thinking of As Above, So Below, but I guess we're gonna just do the Witch's Tarot. Okay. I guess because the full moon is coming. I don't know what zodiac sign though. Okay. But I exercised patience with myself. I did. I was like, let's get down to business first. Instead of doing like a 10-minute reading or 15-minute reading here before I do the stuff that like I was supposed to do. I did what I was supposed to do. And then here I am. So I'm proud of myself for doing that. Seriously. Seriously. To be able to be like, no, that 10 minutes or 15 minutes could be crucial. And if that 15 minutes rolls over to 18 minutes, I could sure as well be fucked. So don't, Tina, let's get going on this. And so my guides, whoever you are, my guides, like seriously, you did a great job, like making sure that some people think I have ADHD. I have never been like, what do you even call it? I have never been, what do you want to call it? Why am I saying subscribed in my head? I've never been diagnosed. Goodness for that. But anyway, we have Queen of Cups in reverse and the World card in reverse. So definitely this is Hangman mode. We keep getting this. This is cocoon status. So, when you're like in embryonic stage, like fetus stage, you have to rely on the internal fluids. Like that's your like feeding tube, basically, your personal feeding tube. So when we're moving from one place to another, we have to remember like to rely on our own reserves. So like when I did that interim reading, like off screen, it gave me these two cards from the, what do you call it? Decameron Tarot. It's the Four of Swords accentuated. It opened up to the Ten of Cups. And you see somebody's like falling over right here from the bed. You know? So it's like, you got to really think about, like, put some thought into what creates, not just what makes you happy, but what creates absolute happiness, like happiness for all. So you have to think in terms of mediation, and you have to let go of some certain things, and without being irrational, like without giving it all up to the other party who you know, is having their own temper tantrums, and in a variety of ways. And you know, I'd like to think better of it, but like I really got to invest my interest in the reality check. Like, dude, that aggressive what do you call it, the it's not just an aversion, but like an ultimate distaste accentuated with solo, as well as like any other sentience to like bounce that off of, is insane. So let's just focus on like what we can do to make the most important parties happy. And inevitably, that's going to slowly shift the other person, the resistant energies of healing, of, you know, of grounding, to have more clarity, to accept what is. Because when you surround yourself with people who are like firm in their truth, in the truth, and it's like they can't see anything else. So when you reconvene with energy that is not of that likeness, it becomes so much more obvious. It's like, you're a brat, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play with you. All you do is just like, you know, kick the toys around and you like destroy and this and that. And it's like, I don't want to play with you. I don't want to, so it's like, you bring down the energy for reals. So, you know, that's not my thing to grasp anymore. This is, I've separated myself from that energy, and I have to be very careful vetting myself, as you do, with not regenerating that from memory, because a lot of the things that we grow is learned, or like the things that how we invest is very much learned. So when we're looking at like evolution and our DNA assisting with the restructuring of like, you know, starfish, you know, being able to regenerate, or like a lizard remembering that, you know, over time, like when its tail gets cut off, sometimes there's like 2 or 3 that grows in its place. So there's something about that, being able to catch yourself. Yeah. From regenerating like the same old, same old. That's an important thing. Oh, Ace of Wands. We're saying magical, magical. You've learned, like, it's claiming that territory, like claiming the ground of the Fool card. Do you see off in the horizon? So this is implying that we're on a cliff, but it's very much green and overlooking beyond. So there's messaging too from the divine that comes through. Once you hit that level, there's a sense of intimacy that's is it's one of those things where like you were not able to get the camera at that time, but it was just like, it was there, it showed up for you. And like, I haven't had one of those in such a long time. Yeah, but anyway, it's one of those things that makes you forget like about the whole era and concept of escapism. Like, looking at that, just kind of remembering and recalling moments like that, I wasn't even thinking of like, what do you call it, the possibility of like a romantic relationship, you know, like I hate using that word romantic, but you know, like an intimate relationship, because this tops it. This is like no stress, nothing, no, like this is just straight up beautiful. And nothing can take away from that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, would this make me happier or would this, but just like being there mentally is like, you forget about all the other things of wants, you know? So there's that. Okay, so there's this, which is Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse, 4 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you gotta owe it up to yourself and like really engage with these parts of like celebration and making your own choice, like making the right choice basically. And giving back to yourself. That's what the Queen of Swords represents in reversal here. And this investment to the comeback. So this is like being, like saving the day, like, you know, for yourself. Yes. Yeah, because I thought about it. I was like, I want I want this in a different format. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't want all the other trash that goes along with it. I don't want any of that shit. No. No. I don't want to deal with like all the dramas and like the hey babe, you know, like I've never done that, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, so yeah. Maybe things will change my mind down in the future when I see that there's like a match. Okay, whatever. Oh my gosh, it's the Wheel of Fortune right there. And then I don't know what's peeking out here, but it's the top of the deck, which is, what are you doing? Oh, the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. So, yeah, it's like isolating the one option. Where you're not lying to yourself, like it's Seven of Swords, like it's an illusion. Like all these shiny things. And then when you remove that one cup, you're like, okay, that's Six of Cups. That's my kinship. That's my crew. That's like my ride or die. You are good to go. This is good. All right. So, yeah, that's what they saying. Bottom of the deck is a Fool card. Come on. What? Yep. Okay. Okay, some final closing thoughts before I gotta go. Is middle of the deck. Oh my god, it's the Lover's card. What the f- yeah. I mean, like, this is very much like angelic, you know. Like, it's not just a deliverance, but like special delivery. Okay. It's funny because like I'm hearing the like angels say like are playing Ding Dong Ditch'em, but it's like, you know, a good surprise. But it's one with mischief, like Two of Swords in upright. But it's also like it picked up the Hanged Man in reversal. So there's an awareness, but it's like I gotta put my blinders on right now. Like I gotta focus. I gotta focus. But what you've become aware of is very much a personal journey. Like you can't be like, oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god, you can't. There's nothing sacred about that, you know, that like that mode of gossip, because there's something about it's for your eyes only. I'm hearing, what do you call it? James Bond. Oh my gosh, for real. 007. So this is you know, somebody who's like not like out in the open. Like he's very much well known, but he's not like, how do I say it? People know him in like one angle, almost like Batman or whatever. They don't know him in the private way. But I'm getting for your eyes only. That is insane. Wait, who did that? What? I'm sweating. Okay. All right. So those were the closing thoughts. Yabba dabba doo. All right, and oh, there you go. So thank you to all my sponsors and supporters. I'll let you do with donating light and love. Oh, there's my moon. What do you call it? Moonstone ring. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yes. Yeah, thank you for your donations of light and love. Thank you for your love, your added protection. And so, I hope you get your blessings, like massive, massive amounts of blessings, because they're very well deserved. I feel good. I feel safe. I feel protected. I feel provided for in every which way that it absolutely matters. So there's something about, you know what I mean? Like, I'm reminded of like this picture of, it's some kind of like mobster or whatever. And I remember putting it in my playlist because one of my crew gave it to me. It was, like, was it Casino or was it Scarface or was it like, I think it was Robert De Niro, and he's like, what, are you trying to be an idiot? Like, it was Christmas time or something, and he said, like, you have to be low-key, like, don't buy the mink coat, don't buy, like, told you not to buy shit, like, told you not to do these things, like, you trying to embarrass me, you trying to, you know, like, because, like, all eyes, like, hone in on a certain area. So there's something about that here. It's not to keep me, like, down, it's to allow me, like, a learning space, because people go freaking nutsoids when money is involved. They get super crazy. Like, you never seen a side of them like this before, and I don't think I've really seen that on an intimate basis, but I'm getting a flavor for it if people are doing that energetically to me. So it's meant to give me some wiggle room, some growing room, because people don't know what they don't know. They can only imagine. And even with that, it's a distraction from, you know, getting to their own sense of wealth. So, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, I feel cared for. Yeah. And I don't even know, like, what's supposed to come. Like, I seriously don't know what, like, the next 3 steps. Like, seriously, I do not know. But I'm supposed to be comfortable with that. So people can be like, you know, like, just, and it's not just other people. It's just me knowing that I have trusted spirit through and through. But yeah, and this is the most wonderful experience. I know I'm just like babbling, but this is for reals. Because, you know, in my most like complex struggles that were, I was devoted to the wrong parties, basically. I was devoted to the wrong interests and state of mind. So with that, with the stressors involved, like, I was smoking, I was really in poor condition. Absolutely. I mean, maybe I had my youth and, you know, like, was slimmer and, you know, more agile or whatever. I mean, I think I can get back to that point, but I was put in a mutually put in a disadvantage. And so now I gotta say I'm doing much better now. And so, yeah, it just, things will get better. I'm not giving in, like, I'm as pure as I have been ever. Like, my vices are something chocolate or sweet, or I'm kind of worried when I start working out that I'm gonna, like, bulk up, because I can get addicted to that, and then with that, I eat a lot more, so not only do I get stronger and firmer, but I get, like, bulky. I don't know if I want to do that. Like, I don't know. And maybe I gotta, okay, no excuses. We're gonna do this thing, okay? All right, so thank you for respecting my time, my space, my energy, my work, my health and wellness, and that of my children. So upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due. Yes. All sorts as due. Let's assist with that rollout, the sequence. Light and love, I close all portals. Now,